Alright, you said, like, you're trying to figure out, like, what style you want to play, right? Or, like, what
Yeah, yeah,
champions.
yeah,
What,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
type of champions do you think you like so far?
Until now, I really like to play Wukong
Yeah.
because I don't know why, but Wukong is very like I like the way he plays. And I can be everywhere. I can just do a ult that like changes the course of the game on team fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like champions that farm, but like I think the what I do most is just ganking. So I think maybe champions that like to gank are better for me.
Yeah.
So like
I
some
mean, you go.
until now the best champions that I played I think is Wukong and Skarner. I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, there are three types of junglers, right? One is like a pure farming jungler, right? Which is like, okay,
Yeah.
for example, Brand, Talia, these kind of champions, right?
Hmm.
Um, Next one is like ganking junglers, right? Which is, for example, like Vi or, I mean, Poppy kinda, etc. These kind of things. And then there's like
Hmm.
skirmishing junglers, right? Which is like Wukong, for example. Wukong, Viego, um, Xin Zhao, these kind of champions, right? And they can do a
Hmm.
bit of both, right? They can be strong in the game if they get to farm a bit, and they can be like strong at like not maybe ganking in that sense, like they don't set up the ganks too well, right?
Hmm.
But they are still strong in a fight in the early game, right? That's what they wanna be
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah.
So, and that's kind of the style Wukong has, right? So maybe that's the style that fits you the best. I'm not sure, like in a sense, like I'm just trying to help you figure it out, right? A bit. You
Hmm.
know yourself
Hmm.
better than I do, though. But it's like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you enjoy like farming but still ganking, like that's kind of like a compromise in a sense, like where you can do both, you know.
Okay, okay. Yeah, like the Poppy. I think it's I just play Poppy when I want the counter pick because
Hmm.
like if you see I have a really high win rate with her, but it's because I just pick her when the team
Yeah,
has lots of dashes.
yeah,
Like until now, it's when the last game I played Poppy, it was because they had a Pantheon, Ari, a Zeri, yeah, and they didn't play the game because they couldn't just dash.
yeah, exactly. No, and then if you want similar champions to like Wukong, like to try out, like
Hmm.
potentially like I mean you tried Viego already, right? I'm not sure what you think about that champion.
I'm liking to play with him, but I think I need more training because he's a champion that I still don't know the. I'm still limit testing, so I just die by accident because I don't really know the power spike of him.
Yeah, and that's fine, right?
So.
And then otherwise like for example, Briar can be fine. Nocturne is kind of similar. Sinso is kind of similar. Like these kind of champions, right? Where you
Mhm.
can like have the option to fight a lot, right? And then you're decently strong in team fights if you're, especially if you're
Mhm.
strong in the game.
Okay. Yeah, until now the champions that I see that I really don't play well is I really like to play Talia, but all the games that I do with her just it's a completely disaster.
Yeah,
And Lilia too. Lilia too is. Oh.
yeah. I mean now Talia is nerfed. So that's like one thing, right?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean it's like kind of a different playstyle, right? In that sense, I mean it's similar to Brand. Why do you think you like have more success on Brand than these two champions?
I think it's because when I started playing League, I remember playing Brent sometimes, so I know the basic stuff of him, and then I really like that if I do well with the farm in the team fights, I can really move the team fight because I just put an R and they like just explode. If you
Hmm.
see the not the last game that I did, but the other game I went 12-2 because I just popped the
Yeah.
ult and then I got quadra kill. It was just it was just really good.
Hmm.
But I enjoy playing with him, but I need more games because until now I just tried two, and I wanted the AP champion on my pool like one AD and one AP
Yeah.
just for the because I don't know if it's good. uh, there are people that say to me that it doesn't matter if I have two ADs, two APs, or one of each.
I mean, you
But
can climb either way, but it's nice if you have the like diversity, right? Especially like when you start climbing, right? It can be
mhm.
really good. I mean, Wukong and Brand kind of works like not in the exact same way. I mean, but Wukong has the option to like farm if he wants to. One
Mhm.
thing I noticed, and like you say, like okay, it's a bit of a disaster when you play like Talia. Like your CS numbers are like kinda the same, or if lower, like the one you're playing skirmishers, right? You see what I mean? Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
this number we want to be generally a lot higher, right? When we play these kind of champions, like even on Brand, right? Like 6 CS a minute, we want it
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be like preferably 7, 8, you know.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Yeah, like
there you
and
go.
that and that's good. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, what was I going to say? That was one of the main things that I'm worried is because even with that low of CS, I'm still exiting the game with like 10k damage. Like I don't know why I just don't do that much damage on the games. The
Yeah.
only game I did more damage was that brand one.
Hmm.
Like the rest, I just I even do less damage than support.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell I'm doing on the map to not because
Yeah.
I think I'm having presence on the map, but
I
I'm
mean,
just don't having damage.
yeah. I mean, all of
I don't
the
know.
recent games seem fairly fine. Like I would say. In that sense, like you're gonna like have less damage than other champions, right? Because other champions trade, right, in like lane as well. These kind of things, right? You're not actively trading, right?
Okay, okay.
So it's like you're like as a younger, you often are gonna have less damage, right? If you're playing Brand, like then you're probably
Hmm.
gonna like have a bit more, right? Like than if you're playing something else.
Hmm.
Because he's like a pure carry, right? But in general, like the damage
Okay,
is like not super worrying in that sense, right?
okay,
It's just if
okay,
you feel like you're dealing damage in fights, right? That's what's important, not how much damage you deal on the damage graph, right?
okay, okay, okay.
All right. Any questions you have before we go into review?
Uh, I think not.
Yeah. And is there
Yeah, I
anything
think
in
not.
particular you want me to keep a lookout for, like when looking at these games?
Maybe the decisions I do because in that game I think I did good decisions.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think and you can see that like in the first 2 minutes because I asked for my team to ward my red,
Yeah.
and when I was doing my blue, I saw that Akarim invaded my red, so I just countered
Yeah, it's
his
good.
jungle. I didn't. I learned that with in the worst case because I played against Ivern that like
Yeah,
destroyed
yeah.
me in the game because I didn't do this. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
this game, I think it was good because of that. I was
Yes.
just counter jungling him all the time.
Yeah, and if sometimes you're scared of this, you don't even need like your team to ward here, for example. Like you can go open up here and you can ward here late, for example, and then go to the other side, right? If you're scared of
Hmm.
him invading, right? Because then you will see if he walks in, right? He's not gonna walk through Tribers probably, right?
Okay.
So that's like another play.
Okay.
Like if you feel like you okay, I'm gonna place my ward like on enemy red buff like you did here. Okay, then that's a different story, right? You don't have a ward anymore.
I don't know if that word is good because I do that word all the time. Like on the side that I win, I go
Yeah,
to the other side to just ward, and then sometimes that goes well because they don't invade. But like in the brand game, they invaded that um, that did go ah, good
yeah,
because like my team was there, so we got a kill. But if they weren't there, I just would die, and it was not worth it just to place a ward.
yeah. And like
So,
if you're gonna place this ward, right, instead of doing it like maybe right here, right? Because here you're kind of rushing to do it, right? I mean, it's
mhm,
like you don't need to rush it in a sense, right? Like it's not like he's gonna do his red buff before like it even spawns. You know what I mean? Like you can just
mhm,
wait until like for example, like here you could walk in and then you could ward it, and then there's probably not gonna be like 4 5 people there. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So you have the
Okay.
option to wait, right? And you can ward the red. I don't mind it. You can ward the raptors if you want to, right? Like either one is fine.
Mhm,
Like the advantage to warding raptors is that let's say they have like a Jarvan here instead of a Hikrim, right? Then
mhm,
if Jarvan does like red and then wants to gank your mid laner, like after that, then you would have
mhm.
a ward on that and you would spot it, right?
Okay, okay. So it's to prevent the level 2 gank.
Right, but it's still gaining the same information because we still see he starts on this side of the map, right? Makes sense?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What is the plan generally otherwise in the game?
What? Sorry.
What is your plan in this game?
The plan. So I started top because I knew that my main objective was trying to get the Drake and feeding the Kai'Sa because Kai'Sa, I think it was my main. Um, oh,
Win
why I'm not
condition?
remembering the word. Yeah, the main condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to like do a full clear. If I couldn't have a gank, I would recall. But when I saw Ekarim, I just went to the other side, and then when I did that, I immediately thought, okay, I'm going to top side when I'm just clear the Ekarim. jungle because I couldn't go bot lane. I wouldn't have my jungle anyways.
Yeah.
So after doing this, I got to Renekton. I think I recalled because I couldn't. Okay, no, I don't die, but almost died because I didn't see the Hecarim was the Renekton was exiting the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Here
remember that burning flash, but it's alright. Yeah, go.
yeah. Here, then I got to full clear because I just wanted to know if he did all my camps, and he didn't. When I came to the bot side, I
Yeah.
saw that my chickens were still up.
No, these just spawned. If you look here, like early on in the game, right? So you can see here, okay, so now we have ward on red buff, it spawns, right? Here Hecarim goes on the red buff. Now he has done the chickens before. He started the chickens.
Yeah.
Right, he's level 2 on this as well, right? So if we keep this in mind, like something we can do as well, right? Like if we want to, is that for example here we could clear, and then if let's just say we think we can like do a play mid lane or something like that, we could like go for a gank mid lane, and then we could go like just clear our raptors as well, right? Because these will always be spawned, and the crocs should spawn directly after as well, right?
Okay.
What's like your plan after we reset here? What do you want to do?
I was going to do the chickens, then try to fight the crow because I think 3v3 we would win. Because I have so I was going to check the chickens, then I was going to do Drake, but when I saw they were diving the bot, I just went there because I thought it was going to be easy kill, and it was because I got Nautilus, I think.
Yep.
And Ekarim then couldn't do the Drake because he got released with really low health, and Billy Blank could help me.
Yeah.
That was like the main objective that I wanted.
Yep.
Yeah, here I just got because it was obvious that I could get a kill here.
Yeah, I mean one thing that I already noticed, right, and this is like something that can be good to get used to, is like, what's it called, like when things are happening on the map, because right now like we seem a bit like clueless about there being a bot lane fight, but if we look at the map, right, we can quite clearly see, okay, there's a fight going on, right? Here the Kai'Sa gets hooked, and here he like gets chunked on HP. And we're still not really like going bot lane, like in that sense, right? Like,
yeah. Okay. I see.
Like, and this is something that, like, for example, okay, we didn't notice Renekton left lane earlier, these kind of things, right? Where it feels like while we have this downtime, like, for example, clearing a camp, like, or while we're moving between camps, we are not looking, like, around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And all we need to do is first look at like, we don't even have to look at lanes, I don't care, right? We just need to look at, like, the HP bars and, like, the map. Right?
Okay.
That's a good start, right? Because that we can do like while we're clearing, right? So.
Yeah.
And you go.
No. Here I was just trying to not let them get the control word, but yeah, that was like I should have just gone to Greg's and ignored that word.
Yeah,
I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. You always go Sundered Sky, right? You always go Sundered Sky, like on Wukong, or?
Yeah. Until now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because I don't. Yeah, no, because I don't really know the best builds for him, so I just follow the one tricks guides.
Yeah, I mean,
that I see.
You can go this build. This was like the very standard build, like a few months ago, especially. Now Triforce has been a bit more popular, like recently. Like I'm not saying that build is like better. I'm just saying it's something you can try because it gives you a lot more damage, right? In general.
Okay.
So if you want like more solo carry potential, then that can be an option.
Okay.
Alright. So the plan here is to go grubs and then do what?
Then I don't remember actually. I was going to do Greg, and then I was just going to look for going to Drake, but like top lane, I knew that I couldn't do anything because top lane was just like shoving in the wave, so I couldn't go there. So I was thinking about going mid or just counter invading, no, just invading the jungle.
Yeah.
But I don't actually remember what I did.
Yeah, I don't care what we do, right? Like in that sense, like after this, I care what we think about. That's the main thing, right? I would never go this and then go into Drake because okay, what happens if we do that? Let's say the Hecarim is just farming this entire time, right? that means we're gonna fall extremely behind in resources, right? Okay, we're gonna have less gold on him, less levels, right? So he can just do this clear. If we then take the Drake as well, then he will just invade our top side because he knows. Well, he should know that we haven't done our camps, right? And then after this, like he's just gonna be 1-2 levels up, right? And we're just gonna get bullied off him like permanently. So if you don't have camps here, for example, let's say that, then it can be fine to do so. And what you can do is like take your top, or like your top side, for example, if you really want to, and then go Drake if you think it's worth it. Then.
Yeah, I think it was that I did because, but what attracted me to do that was because I saw my blue coming up. If the blue wasn't hub, I think I would just get to mid, and that was going to be bad.
Yeah, because we need like our individual resource, right? Because otherwise, like coming into the future, like he's just gonna take all our camps, he's gonna win all the fights, right? And we're not gonna get any more objectives, right?
Okay, yeah. No, here I just went to try to help the trucks. They didn't go to Drake. Yeah, when I saw that Ekarim was doing the Drake, I just went to his jungle.
Yeah, I mean, this is good. This is good. He should be taking our jungle as well at the same time. So I mean, yeah, we were just trading.
Yeah, like all the time that he went to try something on a map, I was going to do the opposite to come to try to get the best out of it.
And this is generally can be fine. One thing to remember is like we have to think about what our champion wants to be doing, right? And what our champion is good at, and then also what the Hikarim champion wants to do, right? Our champion is very flexible, right? We can farm a lot. We can gank when we're level 6 especially. We can skirmish, etc, etc. His champion really wants to farm a lot, right? That's what his champion wants to do, because he wants to get to level 6, and then maybe he can look some ganks, right, if people are overextending. But he's not super strong in like a 1v1 or a 2v2, right? So anytime he gets to like clear your jungle, or like just fully clear and you fully clear, he's happy, right? Because he's getting to scale. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right, so I wouldn't be so scared about taking fights with him. I wouldn't be so scared about like looking for plays in general, right? I'm not saying we have to overlook for it, and I'm not saying like, for example, here going into topside jungle was bad. It was good, right? But it's just we don't have to do the opposite to what he's doing.
Yeah, here I think Kai'Sa got a kill, but then she died because she was greedy. Oh no, I saved her. Yeah, I remember now. I didn't let Twisted Fate kill her.
Yep. No, and in general, like what I want us to be doing, every time I want us to come into the game with a goal, right? In general, I don't mean like. It could just be, for example, when Wukong on one item is very strong. Do we agree on this? This is probably the strongest point of Wukong in the game. Maybe level 6 is like, up there as well. These are the two biggest power specs of Wukong. 2 items, he's still strong, right? But enemy champions start getting really strong as well, right? So I want you, when you play this champion, come in with into the game with the mindset that, okay, I want to get to level 6, right? And then I want to get to 1 item. These are the spikes I want you to play for, right? And before that, we can look for some ganks if we think it's free, for example, right? Like, okay, if we think this TF was griefing here, sure, let's look for it, because we both agree he's just running it down, right? So it's like, let's kill him.
But the other play that I did here, that was not good. Because that was not free.
Right, because it's like, if we have ult here, maybe it's like a play, right? But if they can literally just walk out like this, then, it's not very great.
I could have just do my jungle.
And my recommendation then is like, it can be hard to tell like, okay, if the play is gonna work or not. Can we agree on this? Like, it's not like super easy to like tell, especially if you haven't played that much. But my recommendation is just, okay, you try to play with your ult, right? Because it's the strong point of Wukong. Let's say here, enemy like, even if like your board is alive, let's say, if you go for this gank and you don't have ult and Hikrim is here, and you lose a 3v3, agreed? Because you don't have your ult, right? So you always want to play with your ult. This is like the thing. If you think someone is 100% free to kill, go kill them, of course. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. But otherwise, let's make plays with our ult. And now when we have Sundered Sky, right, I really want to start making plays. Here it seems like we force Hikrim off the grubs. This is good.
Yeah, here I already knew that he was here. It was the only place that he could be. Like, I have two wards. He didn't appear in that ward in like a long time and didn't have the camps, so he could just be there, and 1v1 I can easily kill him.
Yes.
Like he doesn't have that much damage as me with the first item.
Yeah. Just something to notice here is that he's like 2 levels up on us, right?
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
we're gonna level soon. Like we win this, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
yeah.
that this is kind of a consequence of what like us going for plays that don't really work, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like because whenever we make a play, it means we have to give up some sort of tempo, right? Usually, this tempo comes in the form of okay, we can't take 1 more camp, right? If we had been able to take, let's say 3 or like 4 more camps here, like we're even with him, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we're extremely happy. Oh, that I do not like. This was.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, let's not.
Yeah.
But
Let's just queue before, like the general rule on Wukong, right? Like you know what your queue does, right?
it does it lowers the armor, right?
Right. So every time before we do anything on this champion, we want to make sure we hit our queue. This is good, right? For example, and here we use letter
But
ult roll, and
but then I just
now we queue him
yeah.
before her, right?
Okay, yeah, and I did the opposite.
Right.
Okay.
And we still kill him, and that's all good. But this is just a general thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, it's Aqsept. If you're enjoying the coaching session that you're watching right now, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. I upload coaching sessions daily right now. I also upload shorts daily. And if you're interested in seeing the sessions a bit more live and asking questions while we're going on, then just remember I always do these sessions live on my Twitch channel, so you can go follow that. Link in the description. Anyways, thank you and enjoy the video.
Yeah, here was just because they were not that with that much strong.
Yeah, I'd be careful about invading here because it's like if we're not sure the camps are up. If we're sure the camps are up, we can go for it, right? But it's just that we have to
yeah,
delay.
he was like a shot in the dark. Yeah, because I didn't know. I just got here because I knew Renekton and Ekrim were there. Because so if I did go there, there was no one that could do something to me.
Yeah.
So it was not good because I didn't know. Obviously it worked out, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was not that good of a plan.
Yeah, but if we track it right, etc., and like then we can be like fine. And now we're like kind of back decent in form. Now we have to be careful here about a few things because okay, what have we done on the map since we went reset, right? So here we went reset, and now we're like fighting him, and we got the grubs, and then we fought a bit, and then we went his camps, and then we like went for like mid tower, and then we go for Drake, and then we're like looking for more, and we really will need to take a reset at some point, right?
Yeah.
It's like the sequence cannot be go one play into a fight into a play into a play into a play, right, and then look for more.
Okay.
Right, it can like often we can do multiple plays, especially if we think it's free, like go for it, you know. But at some point you just gotta say, okay, like we can just stop, right?
Yeah, it was here that I saw that because at this point I already knew that I couldn't do more than what I just did.
And for example, here let's just say, right, let's just say we think the turret is dead anyways, right, or whatever. We could just reset here for all I care. Just spend our gold, right? Let's say we want boots or something like that. We buy our boots. And then we go for the Drake, right? And then we don't have to take the reset after the Drake here, and then we could look for a play.
Okay.
We choose when we want to go for the play, right? In that sense. But now, since we go the Drake first, we have to go for a reset. Make sense? And now he has a bit of time to make a play because of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, now he died on bot, so I got the arrows.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do anything.
Yeah. And now I'll just take our camps and make sure we get some golden XP.
Yeah, then there was a fight on bot, but I just ignored it and pushed the mid because I thought that fight was not worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, they just started going to a team that if they want them to do that. Like if they go to them, Ekrim just ults and it's game over for them.
No, and so if you think it's a bad play, that's fine, right? I would like hear similar thing, right? I would kind of look what's going on right now. We look afterwards, right? And now the fight is for sure over, right?
Yeah, so I just pushed the mid.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do anything.
And it's fine, right? But it's just about looking while we're like clearing the camp as well, right?
Here I just got greedy, and I died because of that. I still almost got the kill, but yeah, here it was because I was greedy.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as beforehand, right? We queue before we ult here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we like Renekton ends up dying for the play as well, right? So it's like, I mean, it's a big back and forth, right? The main thing, like I have, like looking at this game, right, is that every time we reset, right, we want to have some sort of a plan, right? Long-term plan, as I said, level 6, get one item, right? Play with our ult, and then play with our spikes, right? This is the number one thing,
Yeah.
right? Short-term plan, gotta be revolving around getting to this point first, right? And then getting to this point, right? And then doing stuff in between, right?
Okay.
And for example, every time we reset, we just decide what we're gonna do. Here, maybe you think you're like, let's just say you think you're behind. I'm not saying you are. Let's just say you think so. So maybe you want to clear your camps. That can be the plan, and then maybe look for something aggressive. You know?
Okay.
But just have some sort of plan in mind, right? It often seems like you like to go for objectives. I'm not saying that's bad, right? But just have a plan around the objectives so that we don't fall into this trap where we're like looking for too many plays, right? Because then it's like, okay, for example, earlier, right, we went for like the invade, then we went mid lane, and then we tried to go bot lane, right? You remember?
Yeah.
And if we have some sort of plan on what we want to do until next reset, right, and a goal with the reset, it could be like, let's get level 6 before we do anything, right? Then it's very clear, okay, what we're doing, right? And then it's like, oh, no, I'm taking this camp before I go top lane, right? You know?
Yeah.
Or it's like, I want this amount of gold so I can buy this item, you know?
Yeah.
These kind of things make it a bit simpler, right, to play. And having these kind of plans make efficiency a lot more like, what do you call it? Like, it makes it like so that we're much more efficient in jungle, right? And efficiency is like all the jungling is about, right, to an extent. If we're more efficient than the enemy, we can get more camps, we can get more plays off, etc., right? So we have to be efficient.
Yeah, here what I was thinking was I saw him on top, so I went to the Drake, and then I got all the bot side of him.
Yep.
And here I went top because I saw that they wanted to try to get the edge rocks, and with the amount of items that I have, I could just 2v1. And while I was doing that, I saw that my bot lane was pushing the bot, so it was like a win-win.
Yeah.
Even if I died, my bot just pushed all the bot, and they don't have bot anymore.
How come we decided to go Raptors here afterwards?
I don't remember actually.
Yeah, because here, like, all your top side is up, right? So I would just take the camps, right?
Yeah. I don't know why I did go to the Raptors.
Yeah. It's like, and in general, we skip a lot of camps, right? And that's not something I recommend. It can be fine, right? If we get something off, if we get an objective, these kind of things, right? But camps is what makes us strong. If we're strong in the game, we can carry games, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to, like, skip too many of them. We want to, like, get in the habit of always clearing them and always be efficient, like, in the way we clear them.
Yeah. Here I just ignored the strokes because it was not worth it to try to fight that.
Yeah, and that's fine, right? If you think it's a bad play, don't cover the play, right?
Yeah, and if I died there, I was going to. They would get Baron.
Yeah.
If when I was alive, they didn't do it, so it was good. Okay, no, it's not here. I know that I stole a Drake with the four of them doing the Baron. No, Drake, no, the Baron.
Yeah.
I don't remember when, but I know that I for sure stole the Baron.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is, like, here, I guess we're scared of them doing, like, Nash in general. I would try to, it's like, we have to be careful about face checking this bush, for example. This is not a bush I would like to face check.
Yeah.
This entrance they will always hold.
I had ults.
Yeah, I get it, right? But I would rather us walk in this way, right? Because here they're not just going to be standing in a bush and we're going to get cheesed, right?
Okay.
But here we have to walk into them and then we're standing on top of them when we see them, right? Which is not what we want.
Okay.
And I mean, here I would just W the hook, right? Like.
Yeah, here they just got killed because they got greedy to try to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got all the bot line. We fight this. It was good because we obviously won this. Yeah, that's my. But I still got the kill, I think. Yeah, here we just I just want like I would do more than just trying to get a kill here.
Yeah. This is the same thing as before, right? We just Q beforehand.
No, yeah. Yeah, it's I didn't thought about that the Q and R.
Yeah.
So I was just spamming the.
Yeah, I mean, in general, our
Yeah.
I mean, the most common like Wukong combo in a sense, right, is just E into auto attack into Q into ult, right? That's like kind of how we do it, right?
Okay.
If we want our max damage combo, we would E into W, or like E into auto into W, and then Q, right? So we get the Q on the clone as well, and then we ult, and then we auto Q, and then we ult, right? Makes sense.
But yeah. Okay. Okay.
But we don't always want to use our clone to get max damage, right? Like, that's maybe in a 1v1, for example, but in a team fight, we might want to save the clone for something else.
Mm-hmm.
But generally,
Okay.
always E, and then if you can't get an out off, that's fine, but at least Q.
Okay.
And if you think you need the insta knockup, that's fine. Go for the insta knockup then. If it's a team fight, for example. But just be aware that, okay, maybe we don't want to Q afterwards then. We want to keep it going a bit. Because ult like gives us like movement speed, these kind of things, right? And it also deals like ticking damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
don't
Here
want to waste it.
I lost straight because I got greedy.
Yeah. And I think that's the number one thing I notice a lot of times, is that you stay on the map very long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're a bit inefficient in the plays we make, right? Because we look for plays that don't really work out, right? And then we also stay on the map quite long a lot of the time.
Yeah. He wrote it was when I just got the Baron.
Yeah. I mean, this is good.
I didn't want them to get it, so.
Yeah.
I died, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I
worth
think
it.
it was worth it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
My team just went and win the game after that.
Yeah. Alright, awesome. No, so in general, things this game is, right, is like trying to stay like efficient, right, in our clear. Look for plays with ult mainly, right? If you think someone's like completely griefing, go kill them, of course, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
I think you
Yeah.
understand well when to go for his camps, right? Like when to punish him, right? But you often like don't prioritize your own camps, right? Like a big reason why you can go for his camps, right, or why it gives you an advantage is so that you can get ahead of him in CS and gold XP, right?
Yeah, that I prioritize the like his side because when I was like learning now the fundamentals of jungler, I saw a guide that like was basically they divided the map like in three parts, like my side, the mid side where are the main objectives, and his side. And I always said when I have the opportunity to the order of importance of the objectives are the enemy camps, the major camps of the mid, and then my camps.
Yeah.
So
yes.
like I just deteriorize that in my head, and when all the time that I can, I just go there. But I know it's not that good to all the time do that.
You often went there when you should, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, for example, often you went there and then you give him the opportunity to go into your camps, right? That's what I mean. For example, you go into his camps and then you do an objective. And at this time, like, he could just, like, while you're doing the objective, he could go your camps, right? And if the argument is that his camps are more important than ours, right? That's the highest value, like, part of the map in jungle, right? Let's say. Then his highest value is our camps, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
so if we're giving him our camps, then, like, we're gonna be falling behind, right? And another thing is that, let's say we do get his camps, and then we get our own camps as well, and then he's doing objectives, right? Then he's gonna be the one falling behind, and in the future we're gonna be the one that's ahead, and we can just win every fight. It's the same thing as when we maybe would have gone these two, right? And he would have gotten 3 quadrants, right? Getting 3 quadrants of the jungle is like really OP, right? Because you just get so much gold and so much XP over the enemy jungler. And then he has to look for a play. And sometimes, if he's playing like a playmaking jungler, like Sejuani, Maokai, something like this, then maybe it can be fine. But on Hecarim, for example, where he does not have that option, if he starts starving, he's not gonna stop, right? Alright. Any questions otherwise about this game?
I think no.
No.
Actually, I think no. In this game, no.
Yeah, let's look through the other one then.